I don't do well with happy music. When it comes in too happy like that, I'm always sort of a letdown. Hey, who'd you talk to? What is going on? It is me, Mike Lepre, King Mike L. This is Legit Paranormal Clips brought to you by Legit Podcast.com. It is September 28th, 2023. For the math geeks, what do I got? I got Uga Sangab. I got 8 divided by 2 is 4. 9 minus 4 would be 5. So we can then do 2 plus 3 is 5 minus 2. Let's cheap way out. I mean, that'd be 3. So I squashed that already. Joining me as always, Sarah Parah Normal. How are you, Sarah?
I'm good. How are you, Mike?
Honestly, I feel like if Rick doesn't show up, we are almost doing like a telethon. We should have a clock going for some sort of charity in the corner and just run it for the 2 hours and be like, yeah, call in now.
I forgot to tell you that I do have some inside information on what Rick's up to.
Okay, so
he's throwing a surprise party for his friend, but he's supposed to pop out and do the show. But maybe he got too into the party or the surprise.
What if that was a surprise? Like that's Rick's surprise. He's
not going to show up.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to show up either. Now that you tell me he's at a party, never mind that. Would you like to do the introductions of the people joining us?
I don't know. I think there's some problems with the audio. We just got a message in the chat that we're quiet, and that might be me. So give me 1 second. Let me just reset something here.
You're resetting? You're very loud. It would have to be me. I would guess it would be me. If I had a guess on anybody, it would be me. But all right. So from Phelan Paranormal, can you do the introductions? Or are you completely off guard? Because I'm
completely off guard right now. You didn't tell me I was doing introductions, but I can. So Phelan Paranormal out of Arcadia, Florida, they're going to be hosting the first annual Paracon at the historic Heard Opera House coming up in just a few weeks on October 14th. They use very scientific methods, and they're very good at what they do, well known around here in my parts for once. So I think we have Mark with us.
And?
Yes, hello.
Hi, how are you?
And there's someone else. Come on.
Are Tiffany and Ryan here?
We're here.
I didn't know they were backstage. I can't see that part, Mike.
You're not even in.
Yeah, no, I think.
Okay.
How are you guys?
Good.
Good. How are you?
Good. How's it going, you guys?
Sorry.
Yeah, don't worry about the dog.
Hey,
I have no idea what I got going on here. I want to bet you that I have
a put on that.
Oh, see, I can't do that. Wish I could, but I can't. So guys, this is how we play this. Why is it? What happened to the name tags? Who did that? Who changed the name tags? I gotta talk to HR. We gotta have a meeting.
Whatever. I'm the only other one that touches stuff. So whatever.
Someone touched the name tags. Look. All right. Anyways, I can't see the names. All right. Anyways, guys, here's how it works. We usually play a video, and then we give our opinion of what we saw, which is usually wrong. And then we do it a couple times, and then we let you guys explain what we should have been looking at, or what was the backstory of what was going on. All right.
All right.
Okay.
Let's see. Let me tell you what I have loaded up. I'll read you the names, and you tell me which one you would like me to play first. I have favorite song, humming video, EVP hallway, May Stringer video. Now I'm stop me if I pull up like a name that shouldn't be in the list, but I just downloaded these from my hard drive. Ghost caught on camera, missing 3-year-old music box video.
I named all of those, so they have no idea what those are.
What?
Is it a music box one?
Did you rename their videos so that
they weren't named? They were just numbers when they came through in Google Drive. So.
Oh, so they're like, what the fuck? You named our clips? What are you talking about? Music box? What's that got to do with
I
anything?
didn't pay attention to that part.
All right, well, never mind.
Just start at the top. It's
guys,
all good.
Sarah took your clips and she decided to name them like she was doing a CD.
This is technically my first week at this.
Yeah, no.
Taking over this role.
All right.
To be fair.
So far, good job at like just naming people's stuff. This one's called the humming video. So I'm gonna guess it was. So weird.
goosebump feeling comes in, then leaves. It's like something comes by, hangs out, and then just kind of leaves.
Yeah.
I am. I'm trying to.
Well, once you get up here, we'll put a table. So.
Okay.
Just share that line. That,
So, Sarah, what you want to start first? What did you hear?
It seems like, so I don't know if that's obviously I see Tiffany and someone's in the other room talking about some sort of I'm guessing getting some sort of sense of something.
Mm-hmm.
And as
That's
they're
Mark.
looking at, you hear someone say yes, that is clearly not one of them. And then as they move down the hallway and they're doing something else over there, you can hear a very little sing-songy like.
So, all right, I'm with you, but here's what I got. First off, it starts off with somebody giving one of those I can't explain what just happened to me type speeches, but they continue on anyways to explain it. Even though they know that what they're saying might not be explainable, that's the resignation in the voice. It was like, oh, and then I heard the yes, but then I didn't think it was. I don't think that's a hum. I think that's mum. That's saying mom.
So you think someone said mom?
Yeah, just because they're not from Florida and originally from Buffalo like you, mom, from New England like me, mom.
No, it sounded like a
mum. No, I'm telling you, wait, we'll play it again. You watch to the end. They're saying it's same mum humming video.
It's so weird. That goosebump feeling comes in, then leaves. It's like something comes by, hangs out, and then just kind of leaves.
yeah.
I am. I'm trying to.
Well, once you get up here, we'll put a table. So.
Okay.
Just share that line. That.
Okay.
I heard something different that time.
What's that?
I think that before the it sounds like the same voice that said yes, but like really like
So,
there's something being said, but I couldn't make it out.
Yes had a totally different voice. The yes guy, that was like a different type of voice. Well, it just was like a scarier voice. The mum thing sounded like mum. It was like a little kid asking for his mom. And then my last question would be the so weird. Like now, if someone said that, they have a great radio voice. If not, that's so weird. So weird. Was that one of you guys saying that? Did you start off? Did they start off saying so weird, or did it just?
That was me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you said
yeah.
You say that fantastically. Watch the beginning of this again. The way he says so weird. It sounds almost like really no. He's got like a watch.
So weird.
I'm just ghostly. I don't know.
It was very ghostly.
Yeah. No, that's definitely, it was Mark. I remember that's at the Opera House. So.
All right. So, why don't you guys explain what it is that we're claiming to have heard, or what you think you heard? Sorry, you can do some talking. I have to mute because I have a dog. It's two dogs, a female and a male, and unfortunately, the female is in heat. The male is down in the basement with me. He's about $150. He's like a mastiff lab pit bull. If he pops his head up, you'll see his head is bigger than mine. She knows this. He's just gigantic. And it's been so much fun sleeping on a futon. Oh, it's the best. Oh, one of the best times of the world. But anyways, so you guys please explain the video. Now, where was that? What was going on? And run through the yes, or what you thought the yes was, and the mum hum. Who wants to go first?
Me?
Yep.
I think Mark should go first because, you know.
Mark? All right, Mark, you're up. Hot potato to you.
I want to know what he was feeling when he said so weird from the very beginning.
You're on.
Okay, so the sense I get is I get like these not like chills, more like a goosebumps. It tends to go from my feet, sometimes out to my elbow, sometimes lower.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just kind of goes away after like a few minutes. It was just like something was chasing me from room to room.
Is that normally happen to you, or is that just there?
Just there.
Just there. Okay.
Yep. Only at the Opera House.
Only at the Opera House.
Yep.
What we think is that Mark has an admirer.
Yes.
Yes. So there is a little girl spirit there. We're working on uncovering exactly who she is. We seem to have a pretty good confirmation that she's about 3 years old, and we've gotten the name Agnes a couple times. Not 100% sure, but I was just there a day or two ago, and I was asking if she remembered Mark, and all the devices were going off and everything. So that was actually the first time that we caught her voice, and that was the first time that anybody had been back to the Opera House in January this year since the hurricane.
Okay. So it had just reopened in January when you guys.
Yeah, like it wasn't even open for anyone else yet. We just know the owners, and they were like, "Hey, you want to come in?" And we're like, "Yeah, we'll be there."
Are you kidding?
That's like the opposite of what you tell your kids. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The downstairs stores, and they were still all torn up. So
Oh yeah,
that's why I first got the feelings from her.
Wow. Okay.
All right.
So you think that's her voice saying yes?
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Boy. Oh, I don't know. So did you ever worry that maybe it's not a little kid?
Oh no, here we
What?
go.
I'm sorry, what?
You ever wonder or worry that maybe it's not a little kid that you're hearing that seems pleasant to you?
I really don't, because we've actually gotten that same voice several times. And I'm actually working to try to find some type of speech analyzer to see if it's actually the same voice. But it's always very playful and very childlike. Like, it seems like running back and forth almost, because like you'll feel something go past you, and then a minute later it comes back, and there's a couple other clips in there. You'll hear again, she actually says a couple words, and then we just had another EVP that we found from our last investigation there as well too, and it sounds like the same voice again. So
I gotta be honest,
I
I'm
know where he's going with
terrified.
this.
I'm terrified. Let me tell you why. Doing this show for like, I don't know, I forgot how long. Long enough where people come in with different stories on the weeks, and once you start hearing about how a lot of them pretend to be exactly what you want to hear, like they present themselves in the weakest form, like to the point where you're like, yeah, it was just so much like this and so much like that. Like that's like I'm sorry, I'm just one of those people that get scared of that stuff because I'm not a big investigator guy. That's not what I do. I don't want to. I get a lot of things going on in my life. I don't need more. So my whole point is, I just worry about things like this. I worry that when people go to do this stuff, sometimes maybe they think they're dealing with a little kid, right? When in fact that's the easiest way for something bad to present itself. Does that make sense to anybody?
yeah, it does make sense. But what I would say is that, like, when we were there, we weren't actually looking for her that time. We weren't looking for a little girl. We were just trying to see what in the world was going on, what would still be there after that huge freaking storm. We didn't know if we were going to get anything.
Yeah, but if you got like, hey, how you doing? Oh, hey, how you doing? You would have been like, I'm out, right?
So
you got a little kid voice, which is like, oh, I'll listen. Yeah, it's a little kid.
We get EVPs all the time, and I go towards them.
I do too.
The last time we were there, I actually felt her come up. I felt the arms come around my stomach like she was giving me a hug.
Like at the level a child would be.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Then
'cause
again, how old is his spirit? Because people that were like,
Well, I
It
think she
seems
said,
like
like,
she's
10.
about 3 years old. We've tried to ask on several different devices and, kind of going like, okay, are you this many? Are you this many? And each time we get, to number 3. So,
no, I would mean more like what century was she born in? Like my dad was
oh,
5'3". My grandfather was like 5'1". If you go back, Italians by 4 generations were at like 4'8". So
We never
it
really
changes
asked.
the height of the kid. And on top of that,
early 1900s.
but what I'm saying is, if it is a demon, we'll get on to the next step. If it is a demon, would it not present itself exactly the way that would be the most kid-like to you? Like hit every hot button that you had, like wouldn't it? Like, isn't that what they do? And I don't mean it on a real.
Go
Like,
for
here's
it.
the thing.
Wow.
Sorry, here's the issue.
I'm waiting for
Here's the
you to
issue.
say it.
Here with this,
Go
I
for
mean,
it, Ryan. Go
Here's
for
the
it,
issue.
Ryan.
Here's the issue, right? Demon, right? That's the problem. That's like a word now
No.
that I can't. No, it's become like this word that I don't mean it in a religious way. I don't even know what that really means anymore. I'm not tying that to something. I'm just saying that in the sense of something that's not good. How about that? A negative
more-
energy that's messing with you.
it's more what you're not explaining is that the fact that you don't believe in general that a child's spirit would be bound to the earthly plane.
Yeah, well, kids and dogs go to heaven.
Go to the next level, whatever.
Yeah, that's
But
just a
heaven
personal
is
belief.
also a religious term. So we have this debate, you guys. As soon as I saw that there were going to be children in the clips, I was like,
I'm look, it's not a debate with me. It's a worry that like I'm being dead serious because like take the Johnsons, the twins. One believes that they're demons, one believes they're kids. And they argue with each other all the time. And it's like, you know what? All right.
Hold on, the dogs got out.
That's fine.
Oh.
So anyways, Mark, that doesn't bother you at all, the chance of that?
In the room, right?
Both you guys. It doesn't that chance of that being the case doesn't bother you at all.
It's always a thought.
All right.
It's always in the back of my head, like, okay, this could be something different. But I just kind of let it play out until I just don't feel comfortable.
Yeah. I think my beard's just whiter. Let's do EVP hallway, Sarah. I don't know what clip you named of that, but let's go. You know what? All right. So sorry. Here's what I saw. First off, the movement of the person threw me off. Like I didn't know.
You're not an investigator. I knew exactly what that was.
I didn't know if he was dancing. I didn't know if that was like a line.
Checking to see if equipment's going to be set off.
Oh, honestly, it looked like the start of a TikTok video. Like I was
Because you're not an investigator.
I was like, oh,
Yes,
no.
You gotta see the range. Like, okay, if I stand here, am I gonna set it off? Am I gonna set it off?
Yeah.
Am I gonna set it off over here?
Mhm.
Off over here? That's
Yeah,
what that
no.
is.
I call that frustrated. Like that's when I rock like that. When I step those ways, it's like the Giants missed the field goal. Missed the
With
field
your
goal.
arm.
Hold on. All right. So that one is the most that sounds like a person's voice. Like genuinely, like that hallway is clearer to me than the other words were on the other video. Sarah, what did you think?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously they're not doing something there that would indicate to me that they were even like looking to catch an EVP. They're just kind of like setting stuff up, is what it looks like, because they're testing to see if equipment goes off. But it seems like, I don't know, either that's recorded like on the camera that they have down there recording, or an EVP next to the camera, and it just happened to get caught, and it's very clear.
And quite honestly,
that person was wondering what you guys were doing too. They're like, what are they doing in the hallway?
But the thing is, even if there's somebody standing right behind the camera going, hallway, they have the perfect volume of a voice anyways, and that would be commendable. Like that's the worst case scenario on that, because it's so clear. Like even if it's somebody just going, like, you know, busting the chops to everybody else in the room, like hallway, like knowing they're gonna catch that later, it's perfectly said. Watch. and a
Yeah.
spelling bee with that hallway. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That they stuck the L. I mean the YLY hallway. Guys, are we in the same place that we were before?
No, different location.
Nope. This is
All
the
right.
May Stringer house up in Brooksville,
Yeah.
Brooksville,
and that
Florida?
is the second floor hallway. In case you didn't catch that.
Yeah, that was pretty early on in the investigation when we'll try and set up a bunch of different motion cameras that are, day or night settings. So when we're first getting everything going, obviously we're just like you mentioned before, we're just trying to set up and make sure that how much of the area are we going to cover? Is it playing back to the main video down below? And, are we able to hear everything okay? And then, yeah, that was just an interesting one where we got an extra mic check from somebody we didn't know was there.
Yep.
So
I
that's
wasn't even
daytime.
in the house at that time.
No,
I was down
you were at the
old
train
railway-
station.
I was down at the old train station.
Okay.
A likely alibi. Was that during the
I
day?
was up in the attic.
Was that during
Yep,
the
and
day?
it's just one of the static cameras that we just set there trying to see if we're going to catch anything. It's really weird. We catch a lot of EVPs on our video cameras.
When you're
like,
not expecting them
a
to.
lot.
You have to listen to everything.
Was
Yeah.
that
Oh, no,
during the day?
I do listen to everything. I go through everything with a fine-tooth comb.
Was that during the day?
No, that is at night. It was in June, and it was raining cats and dogs that night.
Yeah, we had some storms.
We actually
that night.
lost power for like an hour and a half, 2
Yeah.
hours. Yeah.
Yeah, lightning actually struck one of the transformers not very far from the house, and so there was several blocks without power that night. So worked out, became a really interesting investigation just
It was a
based on
perfect
literally
storm.
the atmospheric charge.
Wow. Yeah, I was down there not too long ago.
Oh, yeah.
At the Mirador, not at the May Stringer, down the street at the Mirador.
Okay. Yeah. The bed and breakfast. Yep.
Oh, okay.
It's on my list.
Yeah, it was very good. But yeah,
Oh, I was gonna say, you know what? Literally, all of my mind thought was, and this is the dumb mind that always speaks first. I'm like, oh, the Decepticons. It must have been the Decepticons.
Decepticons.
That's where I went. I'm like, that can't be right. He's not
We're
telling me
the-
that. Question: how
Yeah.
often do ghosts just state what they see? And what I mean by that is like, no, look, let's be honest. We're in a hallway, and what does a ghost say?
Hallway.
Not very like he's not the William Shakespeare of ghosts, but he's more like of a working man. He's like the Bruce Springsteen of ghosts. So, anyways, he says hallway, or she
Mhm.
says hallway, clear as all day. Tell me why they would say that word. I'm being
Maybe
serious.
they're in the hallway. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes it seems
They
like
could be,
there's
yeah.
like passive EVPs where they're just kind of like talking about this situation, or maybe like we're not talking to them, but they're kind of responding to what we're doing. So maybe they were saying hallway because they're like, what the frick is this guy doing in the doorway in the hallway? I don't know. And he was checking equipment.
You ever worry though that like you know how you show your dog a bone, you're like bone or ball, right?
Yeah.
They think they're just messing with you in the sense that they're so far beyond you. They're like, let me figure out a word to keep these people calm. And so, hallway, right? Because that's not gonna freak you out. It's stating what it sees. But I'm being serious when I say I always find it weird when a ghost says something that's like so blatantly obvious in the room. Like those are weird. But I guess again, great way.
Yeah,
to
it was weird. I would agree. I'm like,
Yeah.
like literally, I was listening to the videos and I'm like, that literally says hallway. That's none of us. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the Captain Obvious of ghosts. You know what I mean? Just like,
yeah. I mean,
Hallway.
maybe.
You never walked around your house, like walk to the next room, forget what you're doing, mumbling, like what keys.
all the time. All
Oh,
the time.
yes. All the time.
I do that.
Like
sometimes
maybe
when I
they're
go to the
doing
bathroom.
that. you know?
Maybe. Yeah. They're like,
Really?
where am I? Oh, the hallway.
In the hallway. Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah. And
You know what?
and May Stringer House is an interesting one too, just from the
It's
standpoint that you have a lot of history, not only from the family that's there, but they get a lot of period or time correct donations. So there's a lot of things at the May Stringer house that don't really, I guess they don't really belong at the May Stringer house. They're just there. And so there's a lot of,
It's like the
I don't know.
Muppets.
I just, yeah, you get a lot of EVPs or reactions to things, and I don't necessarily know that it's directly tied to the house, but it is an interesting one. I mean, you catch a lot of different things there, but I don't know.
So these
Could have just
all right.
the hallway
so
is an interesting one just from how clear it is, but yeah.
So all the stuff in this house, right? All the stuff in this house, different things are brought in, I guess, right? Different items. They all carry maybe different energy, something different where they were part of some sort of horrific event or great event, and they carry something with them. So you're saying is there's a bunch of different things that are all like it's like me building a fish tank, and I'm just like not letting them warm up to the water.
Yeah.
Throwing things.
Yeah, they have a whole bunch of like World War II memorial different uniforms that are there. There's some all kinds of different like medical devices and things there as well. There's
it almost looks like a wannabe hoarder's house.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the goal of the house? What are they trying to be?
It's literally a history museum for that area. They're open for like regular tours and everything, and they tell the history of the May family and the Stringer family and the Saxton family, which is another group that lived there. I got a thought. What do you think, Mark? Maybe one of the ghosts is giving a tour to the other ghosts, and they're saying
that would be
the hallway.
The hallway. There you go.
Funny. All right. Kind of funny story about that. I was when I was working in Houston, and when we were at the Victory ship, that hallway I was looking for, it was actually on the battleship in Houston. It wasn't the one in Tampa. So
different.
I was running. So I was walking through the ship in Houston, and I looked at, there was a tour guide there. I was like, was that guy in the uniform part of your tour? And he was with a tour group. So I kind of freaked out the tour group a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, wait a minute now. Bring me back here for a second. So this house has all these different things, Civil War, all this different stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Does anything have seniority in the house? Is there? Did you?
Yes.
Have you heard of a pecking order in the house?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a dominant entity at that house. In the attic, there's in the attic there's a chest that has got a lot of notoriety, and there's a lot of, I don't know, what do you want to, lore or whatever about it. And there is if you go up there, you'll get, we've had just standard conversations. We've had some conversations that seem to get fairly dark, but otherwise, but I would definitely say yes, that Gary, whoever that is tied to the chest, that's up there, and people leave.
He's in charge.
Yeah, people will leave like gifts or charms or money or like all kinds of stuff up there for it, just kind of as an offering. But yeah,
I like to get fresh with the ladies.
Yeah. So it's
played with your earrings.
But that is by far the dominant force in that house.
Oh yeah.
And everything else. But he really kind of stays in the attic. Like it's very, you won't catch him anywhere else. Whereas in the house, the rest of the house, I think you'll get spirits or energy that seems very universal between first floor, second floor, but you get into the third floor up to the attic, and that's his world.
Oh yeah, you get sworn at, you get yelled at
from floor to floor.
All right, question though.
Yeah.
How come only one person went, oh yeah. When I asked, is there a dominant entity? Everybody else kind of sat quiet. You just left him out to dry. He was going, yes.
No, I think.
Yes. You didn't even back him up. You guys gotta stop backing him up. He's like, yes. Go, you to go, yes. Shake your head. When Sarah says yes, I just nod my head appropriately.
I said, well, I heard about that in the attic because, I saw it on Kindred Spirits.
Yeah.
I haven't done the May Stringer house. We haven't been able to get in because it's been so booked.
You gotta come with us.
I'll go with you. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey, speaking of,
Good evening, James. How are you? How are you, James? You doing all right? Huh? You having a good evening?
All right, I'm gonna replay that because I'll be honest. I immediately thought flip flops, and then I thought awesome bed. Like that's an old school bed. You know what I mean? And then I'm like, I didn't catch it completely. I'm gonna do it again. Here we go.
Good evening, James. How are you? How are you, James? You doing all right? Huh? You having a good evening?
All right, so here's my issue with that one. Right, the I am sounds a lot to me because I'm listening to this computer like the woman talking. So I kind of get those voices mixed up. What I do hear is wind. Like this just sounds like a
It's kind of
Russia.
like a whoop, 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 whoop.
It just sounds like a rush of wind, especially when she says his name the second time. It sounds like there's a. Is there? Sarah, what did you hear before I asked him?
I was paying more attention to. I was trying to figure out what she was taking pictures of, so I think maybe I missed all that. I was like, oh, maybe there's something on the ceiling. She's taking pictures to see if she's gonna catch a spirit. I heard the I am. I feel like I know what you're talking about with the rumble. Maybe the camera was near an air vent or something.
You just did what I did the first time. You acted like I was silly for doing it, and then you did it the same. You like I'm like I got caught up with this and that. I didn't see the video. I got to replay it again. And you're like, ha ha. We watch it again. You're like, she was looking at pictures, and I was wondering what kind of pictures you were looking at. And we one more time, and let's pay attention.
Good evening, James. How are you? How are you, James? You doing all right? Huh? You having a good evening?
Oh, I need
Oh,
to name
no.
them.
So the I am is to me caught up with the female voice that's continuously going, but the wind is very noticeable, right? There's like that's Sarah. What did you hear?
Yeah, I heard it this time. And it wasn't the entire time, which it was like to me, it was like, oh,
It was a gust.
Air conditioning. I don't even know if they have air conditioning there. No. Okay. It's
No.
not air conditioning. Well, a breeze came from somewhere, something to cause the volume to change underneath the voice.
A gust.
I am. A
Mhm.
gust.
Rain.
Mm-hmm. All right.
It's that same night, and that's our trail camera.
Right.
So it is raining outside. What she's trying to take pictures of is they have that's one of the docents of the museum, and they have areas where it kind of leaks a little bit when it rains. She was trying to take pictures to show, okay, this is what it looked like before, and then this is what it's going to look like after the rain and everything. So they were just kind of she's checking to make sure the ceiling's not going to fall in on us or something.
Okay, so that's why
I was kind of wondering the same thing. I'm like, they don't have anything hanging on the ceiling.
Like, but
Yeah, no. That's the one blonde lady, and she was doing that.
Yeah.
And she was taking pictures out in the hallway too to see where it was dripping there, because they actually had rags on the ground because it was dripping down there.
Yeah, that night they'd asked if we saw any spots where there actually was water coming in to let them know.
Yeah.
Because it's such a pretty strong storm.
Aren't you supposed to go get
torrential.
buckets? Don't they use buckets for leaks?
Yeah, they had a bucket out in the hallway too. Yeah.
Never heard of rags. Heard of buckets, bowls.
I think more like they didn't want anybody to slip, so they,
Paper
That's common sense. All right. So was that the wind literally blowing from outside? Like that's how loud the wind was?
Yeah, it's covered by trees and everything there, so it's going to be like the leaves rattling and everything like that. Yeah, because there's no AC in there, there's no fans on or anything.
Yeah.
It's just pouring like cats and dogs.
That's a hell of a storm, then.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
What
Yeah,
month
there
was that?
blocks were out of electricity.
When did you guys go there?
That was it was in June. Yeah.
Oh,
It
you
was
guys
like
went.
the 18th, I think, or something.
Yeah.
I
You
can
guys
do the-
locked yourself inside a house with no AC in Florida in June.
It was actually quite pleasant.
Oh, really? Maybe it was the rain.
I mean, because of the big storm and everything, and
Yeah.
so it had literally cooled it off because it had kind of been sprinkling, cloudy all day, and then about 8:30 rolled around, and
Florida summers, yeah.
yeah.
I just had the whole basement flood. That was about a month ago. Yeah, it started to rain, and then it just got too much too fast, and like the basement's got those whatever they call those flower bed type things with the caps over them. Those sons of bees, they filled up really fast. Water started coming in through the windows. Like I saw one window like leak, and I'm like, son of a bitch. Run upstairs, come back down. It's the whole back of the basement. I'm like,
Oh God.
Oh wow.
like it's ridiculous.
Oh, that sucks.
And people can't come out to fix your stuff until you dry it off. They're like, you let
Right.
us know when the water's done, then we'll come out. Like we can't
Yeah.
help you right now. Just good luck with the flooding. You know what I mean? Basically, that's what they tell you. Sarah, that voice. So, did you find that voice to be distinct from the other voices? Could you tell the difference? Because I couldn't pick up the words that were said as opposed to the woman's voice in the background talking.
No, it sounded to me it sounded the same as whoever said hallway, but also though I'm wondering, she's addressing someone, so she goes into that room and she's addressing Jane, and it's like a response to a question. She said, "Are you having a good evening?" And she says, "I am." So that in my mind already preloads me to think it's a female. So I don't know if I'm.
Well, you blew my mind right there because I was asking if the two voices on that actual video right there sounded different, and you actually compared it to another video. You started the multiverse of their videos. Like you jumped back to another video, like that's that voice. So whoever that is on this video too. This is like an Akon, like you jump on the track, but you're not. Whatever. I digress.
Moving along.
What were we hearing?
It sounds like whoever was in the room is answering that they're doing fine. The docents there, they talk to anybody in the house, anything in the house, so
Yeah, they're there so constantly, that any entity or spirit that's there is going to be probably the most comfortable with them. So you would almost expect, if you were going to get an intelligent response from someone like that would be almost your best bet. So, because every time they hold a paranormal investigation they're there. A lot of those people are there during the day as well, doing normal tours too. So they see those people, hundreds of times a year. So it wouldn't be out of the realm for them to be, very cordial and with, yeah, exactly, with them.
They swarm up these spirits.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Warming up the spirits.
Was it Jane's room? Was like the room labeled Jane's room? Okay.
Yeah. So what was it? It's something.
What?
I'm trying to remember the story about that room.
Oh, she put them on
I
the
can't
spot.
even remember it. Mark, do you remember it or no?
No.
No. Okay. Yeah. But I guess that all I remember really is that's the room where they get the most interaction. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in like 25 minutes, they're gonna be like, hey, "Don't ask me about the room again, live like that. Don't put me on the spot. I don't know the story. You started it."
No.
That's
nice, Mike. You have to. I'm trying to be because I have to be. I'm on their turf in a few weeks, so.
So what's that mean? They're gonna set booby traps for you? I know Florida. Look, guys, I'm in Rhode Island. We're crazy as it is, but when we think of crazy, we think of Florida. Like, and I'm being dead serious.
Thanks.
Yeah, Florida man.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that? Isn't that you type it into like Google, like Florida? Isn't that what it is? And every day, yeah, it's just ridiculous. So it's just like, but there's different parts of Florida. It's just that, when you get near Jacksonville, that area, it can be really crazy, and it can be.
Oh yeah.
But I digress. Let's play this one. It's called Music Box.
Alrighty. Is it from walking?
No.
I'm just trying to see if us walking over here. Okay, Mark, you walk past this way real quick. Huh. Okay then. The pulsar tune was going off for a couple seconds there.
And that has literally a 6-foot range dead in front of it.
Yeah.
It's the only way it works. It's not like the,
Oh, it's right there.
Yep. Is there somebody that's making that music box go off? You are? That sounds like a yes. If that's correct, could... Okay, hold on for 1 second.
Hold on.
Okay. If you can hear me and understand what I'm saying, can you please step back in front of it so it turns on again? Thank you.
it's right on the edge. It's like right in front. It would have to be like right in front of that wheelchair.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. That's your wheelchair?
I mean, and that thing is aimed dead at the left leg. Well, as I'm looking at it, would be the left leg of that wheelchair, so it would be the right leg if you were sitting in it.
If you're associated with that wheelchair, could you make the music box turn on again? Could you step in front of it, please? Okay, thank you very much. That's awesome. All right. Well, this is our first time here. And I'm sure that a lot of people come in and they do ask you questions, but my name's Tiffany, and that's Ryan sitting on the floor. And this is Mark and Sharon. If you're a woman, could you please make the music box go off? You are? Okay. Thank you very much.
So that's your wheelchair?
Is that correct? Yeah, it's definitively.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Wow. That's really amazing that you're making that go off so much. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. We actually...
And awesome.
So here's what I got so far, Sarah.
Yeah.
Music box is the creepiest way to do stuff.
It is
Right?
so cool.
All right.
Correct.
So
On that one.
first, my daughter actually leaned in to watch the video, and her first remarks were, "Is he naked?"
What?
Because he's wearing all gray or white. So she's being her. She's a college kid. She leaned in. She's like, "What are you watching? Is he naked?" I'm like, "No, he's like gray." If you watch me on the video back, I'm like, "No, he's
Oh my God.
gotta be gray or white." But he's gonna be wearing like white or gray because
Yeah.
Definitely not naked.
the untrained paranormal eye he did. So all right, they were getting direct responses, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
And was it him sitting with the spirit or energy that was making it pick up, or was
So-
it her addition, you think?
I think so. The way, like, Mike, you're not familiar with like a paranormal music box, so they have it facing towards the wheelchair, so it's a beam, a laser that has to be broken in order for it to play.
Correct.
So to me, it seemed like the spirit wanted to answer Tiffany
Mhm.
for some reason, liked her more. But once they figure out, and I don't have one because they are expensive.
They
But
are. I know.
want one because I've been at other places where they've used one, and it seems like once you get the spirit, once they figure out how to use it, either it's easier for them to use or they just like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very non-threatening, and of course, every time we're setting up a piece of equipment, or like when I was in there was just a kind of feel like that wheelchair that night, for whatever reason, was going to be a hot point. So I set that up there, and what I wanted to do was make sure that the end of the field that can measure was about 6 inches away from the base of the wheelchair. So that way the wheelchair couldn't make it go off, but something had to be right within that area in order for that to go off. And then I do what I always do anytime I set up a piece of equipment. I let the spirits know what it is, what it will do. The light's going to come on. It will play music. There's nothing about it that's going to hurt you, but it's a great way for us to be able to communicate with you, because they can see us a lot better than we can see them. And so just trying to kind of establish an easy lines of communication. And then that had actually been going on probably for about 5 or 6 minutes before they came in.
Yeah, I didn't know.
I was
Me and
kind of
Mark
just
were
running along.
around.
Yeah, I was just running through and just asking a few questions and trying to see what kind of response. And then once it got pretty steady, I remember yelling to you, hey, you guys probably ought to come in here. This is, and actually a little bit later on, a couple more people came in, and it stayed pretty strong. For quite a while.
But yeah, no, it definitely seemed to be answering more of my questions than anybody else's. And that was the first time we used it. I got him that for an anniversary present. And that's also at the Maystringer house, but this was a previous time.
Correct.
And the last time we went back there in June, that wheelchair had nothing going on with it the whole time. We had cameras on it the whole time. Not a darn thing happened.
Had sensors over there. Yeah, motion sensors, got nothing.
Okay. Mike's still muted. So, Mike, are you talking? Because we can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm talking. I had a dog that's howling. He's howling. He was.
I couldn't tell if you were talking to the camera.
Whoa, my bad. Two things really quick. One, you actually said out loud, I let the spirits know what it is. That's a great t-shirt, man. I let the spirits know what it is. Like, that's awesome. Secondly, non-threatening. That depends on the person, because to them, that might sound nice. But I'll be honest, I would rather hear any type of music coming down the hallway over a music box. Like, no, I'm like, you got to know your audience. So like my audience, we hate music box. That's terrifying to me, because I don't own a music box. And if I heard that down the hall, I'd rather hear rap music. I'd be like, that's my son, something like that. But, ding, 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 because even that song is tense as a kid, because eventually that thing would pop out of the Jack in the Box, right? That's what we know. I'm a kid of the 70s to the 80s. We would crank that thing and something would come out at us. That's not fun. That maybe why I don't like the scary movies.
It's I believe the tone that they use is actually the same tone that's used for the old jewelry boxes with the dancing ballerina.
That's what it sounds like to me.
It's not like our music box that plays the theme song to Halloween.
Now, we used to have one that actually played the Halloween theme song.
Yeah.
And that one lasted about 6 months, and then during one investigation it quit working, and it never worked correctly again afterwards.
Very similar to the Halloween franchise.
I feel like that one kind of goes back to you. Maybe someone there was like, yeah, no, I don't want to hear that anymore. That's a little bothersome, and so ended that music box. But
what's funny is that's the only one I've ever seen is the one with the dancing ballerina, right? That's I mean, I'm Italian. I think every aunt I have ever had has had a music box with her gaudy jewelry. That's just what they did, the Italian aunts.
Okay, so we can rule out old Italian men as ghosts in the Maystringer house then.
Oh, no, you never know. We can't be trusted. We don't know.
It wasn't an old Italian man answering their questions.
No, it definitely was not. No, he wouldn't answer them. He probably wouldn't answer them. He wouldn't answer.
Okay, good.
He'd deflect. All right. I'm going to do this one. Wait, actually, no. So my questions about that were this. It's set up as a motion detector. Whoever's sitting on the ground, is that something that's able to be felt, or is it strictly just lighting up, it just making the music box go off? In other words, you're sitting right there, your front row. I mean, you look naked the other time, but your front row. So what is there any vibe? That's really what I want to know the most, I guess.
Yeah. So I've always been a little bit in tune, and so if I get to an area where, um, if I feel something or something seems a little bit out of the normal, it'll just catch my attention, and there I go. It kind of sucks because even like we'll go to a place and the owner or whatever or whoever's kind of leading us around telling us about the building will be talking with Tiffany and I, and all of a sudden I'm zoned out and I'm off onto into another room for a little bit, just kind of staring around, and it's so.
Mark knows, and me and Mark are like,
yeah, and
where
so
did Ryan go?
yeah,
I don't know.
I'll get drawn towards something, and that night there was no question that area, that was going to be a key point. So I sat there full well knowing I was going to get something. What exactly it was going to be, or you know, I wasn't 100% sure. But
so wait a minute, you walk into a place with everybody, you see something, it catches your attention, and you zone out.
Yep.
Yeah, he's just gone.
Sounds like a husband. Sounds like a husband.
Yeah. Yeah.
Basically, that's what husbands do. That's what I do. I don't know how many places I go with the missus, and I just end up walking in and zoning out.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, that's kind of like, and like you guys just know when he's gonna do that, and you just let him go with it.
Yeah. We're just like, all right, we're just gonna go do our own thing over here. We're gonna finish the tour, or we're gonna set this up, or whatever. We'll find him eventually.
Quite often.
What's that?
Yeah.
You love to let him just go off quite often? Like,
no, we play Marco Polo with him.
We do.
To find him.
Yeah, I mean, they'll eventually either go to the room that I'm already there, or if I've gotten enough of a feel for what I think is happening, I'll go try and catch back up. But more often than not, I'll some part of either the house or wherever we are will just kind of, I don't know. I guess I'll say catch my attention or call to me, and that's where I'm going to head for a little bit, and then from there if it moves to another area, I'll head that way. Otherwise, once I've got a pretty good assessment of it, then I'll just kind of catch back up and see what we're hearing. So I like to go into every place completely blind. I don't want to know anything about the past. I don't want to know anything about the history, who's there, anything from that standpoint. Whereas she will grab every bit of information, and as far back as she possibly can, she wants to go through the tour, know everything she can from the people there, and so that's kind of it.
For me,
Sarah,
like
Sarah, go ahead, Mark. Say again. No, Mark was saying something.
Oh no, I was just saying, like, for me, it's kind of like sometimes I want to know the history of the place, sometimes I don't.
So you're like half one of them. You split them in half. You're
Yeah.
Sarah, listen. Before the show started, if I would have told you, look at these three people. Now tell me which one is the mischievous one. The one that's going to just jump around in different areas and not going to know where the person is.
Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed Ryan. Wouldn't be the one wandering off and going to look for stuff.
He's wearing a polo shirt.
Like he doesn't look like the mischievous one. He looks like
I guess I will say that we do get that. We probably don't look like the standard paranormal investigators, ghost hunters out there, but yeah.
I don't know what the standard would be. I'm just saying, like, you seem like you would be on time for stuff like that, like that's you, but maybe you just throw me up with that polo. Maybe that's it.
I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Disguise right there.
Yeah, because like on time and remembering things is not his strong suit.
Oh shit!
Wow.
Ouch.
Ouch, as the kids say. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's something I'm also very bad with. And I run these shows. Yeah,
I'm just being honest.
All right. Missing 3-year-old. Is that correct?
I don't remember labeling anything that.
Well,
I don't
know.
know.
I'm gonna play a video called "Missing 3-Year-Old." I hope we kind of have an idea of what I'm playing.
That's not. What is that?
Wait, what?
I have no idea what that is. No.
I don't think that's not our video.
It is not their video.
Unless you have something you really need to tell me.
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't just upload that. I'm not saying it's yours. I'm just saying, Sarah, you sent that over.
I did not send you that.
Damn.
Yeah.
This just took a really odd turn.
Look, my face is red. I don't know anything about a 3-year-old.
Apparently, we
you
went from
sure you don't know anything
investigators
about
to
it?
helping solve crimes.
I guess.
Sorry,
I don't know where you got. I did not send that to you.
but you did. That's the
But
thing.
I
Like,
did.
all right, okay, hey,
I don't
hey,
know.
you do what you got to do. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to know. That's fine. That's fine.
Okay,
I'm
that's
not sure.
I don't
Yeah. Missing 3-year-old found in dumpster. Okay, that was a cool title.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't.
told you I didn't
Dumpster
get
That sounds like an investigation down the road.
I don't want to do that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Sarah. That wasn't very nice. You gotta next time, like, please, your sense of humor.
Do you have a favorite song?
One more time.
Do you have a favorite song?
So, what I heard, and this is, I always got to go with as far as skeptic as I can get myself, so I don't sound like I'm kissing everybody's ass on a show, like because if you don't, it's like Anyways, that was so perfectly timed. I also have an issue with every time it's perfectly on beat, if that makes any sense. I come from like a band background, so I hear things like music. So when I heard the question asked, I heard the answer right on the next beat. Like, play it again, but that's like, you'll understand what I mean in a second. Where did I put it? Here it is.
Do you have a favorite song?
Makes sense, Sarah, what I'm saying? The yes
Absolutely.
is on
Yeah,
perfectly
it's
next
easy.
beat, right?
Well, yes, I understand what you're saying. It seems like. Is it saying that? It sounds like it went longer.
Well, you can hold the word yes for a long, long time. Mick Jagger's been
Do
doing
you
that
have
for
a
years.
favorite song?
It sounds like there's mumbling to me. I don't know.
No, it's just no. The no pops.
I hear almost something faint after the no. Like it kind of continues on a little bit.
Do you have a favorite song?
Well, there's a third person's voice after the no.
Maybe that's what it is.
But I thought that was an adult from the another room. I don't know
That's
why I
weird.
thought that. That's what I just thought when I heard it, I guess. Sarah, would you have any guesses on this?
Well, my first reaction to this when I heard it was like, I hope that's one of their kids asking the question, but it was off-putting to hear a child asking the question to me. I was like, ooh, that's creepy. But yeah, the no comes quickly after. So like I understand why a skeptic would think there's not enough pause for the question to be answered. So
Oh, it would just be on the timing of the next beat. But
yeah.
again, that's
I'll
the
show
issue
you what it
people have with
is, and it's not a child.
It's not a child. Wait.
It's not a
No.
child.
Have you ever heard of the Boo Buddy?
Oh yeah, you have
Excuse
one
me,
that
what now?
what's your favorite song?
Yeah, with the Boo Buddy actually, it's loaded up with a ton of different little. Everything's questions, so it's just feeling for trying to get responses. Now, on the other side of that, I'll say where you were talking about it's almost too perfectly timed. That would be the one question out of the 100 that we got a response directly to. So
Okay.
Give it a minute. Sorry.
But that's actually
Dad's
the device.
warming up. You'll hear it.
It has different sensors, and like if it notices the temperature in the room is changing, it'll.
What's your name?
That's that. No, we have a Boo Buddy, but it just goes like it just does like.
Did you say something?
In here.
Could you please say it again?
I would smash that with a bat. I would
Her name is Clarice, and she's
Wait,
very
you named it Clarice,
I
Tiffany?
named it Clarice.
You picked the.
She even has a bow in her hair, and up here on her ears.
Clarice.
Hello, Clarice.
Hello, Clarice. Why would you?
I thought it was a fitting name.
We should do a video called Mike Gets a Boo Buddy, and show me unwrapping it, and be like, hey, turn it on, and the next scene just me going smack.
But it does have a bunch of different sensors in it, and so if it notices that the temperature is getting warmer or colder, it'll say, "Did you make it warm in here? Did you make it colder?" Or if something touches its hand, it'll say like, "Oh, I really like hugs." And so
Anyone ever
you'll.
talk junk to it? Like smack, like just tell it how it stinks. It's a little bear. Like, you can't do nothing. You're just a tiny stuffed bear. Like you never talk like junk to it. See if it gets mad. No one. No one.
No, you mean like it's Siri? Like when Siri
Yeah,
asks
like you
a
talk
question,
them to
you're like,
Siri.
shut the hell up, Siri.
Yeah, yeah. You never. No one's ever talked mean to the bear. No one's ever been mean to the Boo Buddy.
Yeah.
Only when we're trying
Yeah,
to
no,
turn it
I
off.
have not ever.
Someone be mean to it?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. At Philippi Creek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
At Philippi Creek, we left it up in the attic where one of the children was known to kind of play, and it's the only time where we've actually, and we got some EVPs as well, but the device completely froze up.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, it wouldn't
where
work.
it was kind of like we don't want to hear it talking. And then also at May Stringer House, we had it in the daughter's room, and I asked, "Did you like the bear?" No. Which I audibly heard, as well as we got a video recording of, or an audio recording of, and then mentioned the name, didn't like the name either. But then later on, it was kind of you do a little bit of thinking on it. All of a sudden, back in the 1900s, they didn't have a Teddy Ruxpin. They didn't have anything like that. So a teddy bear shouldn't talk. It shouldn't make noise. So that would have freaked the crap out of them. So once we turned it off, then it had no problem with it.
Yeah.
But while it was making noise, whoever was in that room was like, "No, this thing's not good. I don't like it." So
Yeah.
I'm glad that the comparables are Teddy Ruxpin.
Yeah. I had a Teddy Ruxpin. I loved him.
I had one too. I put the Ozzy Osbourne tape in him.
Teddy Ruxpin was demon though, because once the batteries started going low,
Oh,
then
yeah.
it was like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So
Stuff for nightmares. Stuff for nightmares. A slowed down Teddy Ruxpin is exactly one of the things I didn't want in my house, because he was.
Yeah,
very-
see, my
Let me
nightmare
tell you
was
a
Raggedy
story.
Ann.
No. Did you like
I had a
Teddy
life
Bears?
size one that my parents got me. It was 4 feet tall and it sat in the corner of my room. I thought that thing was going to come alive at night and kill me. I had nightmares about it all the time. I would turn it around so I didn't see it while I was falling asleep.
Yeah, that's.
Oh yeah, that's why I hate Raggedy Ann dolls to this day. Like sometimes we'll go to like an antique store or something and I'll see one, I'll literally turn and go the other way. I'm like, nope, not even walking by it.
You had a 4-foot talking
Not today,
doll in
Satan.
your bedroom?
No, it didn't talk. It didn't talk.
didn't have to.
No. It was just a giant Raggedy Ann. Yep.
Mike, you don't remember those?
Raggedy Ann's, dude. I've never heard of a 4-foot tall Raggedy Ann.
I
Yep.
a 4-foot tall one. I had a Raggedy Ann, but it wasn't big. It was a little Raggedy Ann.
It was huge. I don't know why my parents thought that was a good idea.
No, it's kind of scary.
Well, if you
It was
think about the
terrifying.
toys of our childhood, like they were all kind of like, I don't know, traumatizing and weird. A lot.
Oh, yeah.
When you look back at it.
Actually, I still have my Teddy Ruxpin. My mom has it.
Really?
Um,
You should find it.
You should turn it
Put it
into.
on eBay and make a
Oh, I
killing.
know where it's at. I know where it's at. It doesn't work.
So
What?
so
Wait. Can you make that into a Boo Buddy?
that's what I said.
Could
You
you
make
make
it.
like a RoboCop version of Boo Buddy, but get Teddy Ruxpin parts in there?
You could put EMF sensors in it.
Yeah, you'd have to do a little animatronic, but yeah.
Oh, Five
bolts
Nights
on
at
his neck?
Freddy's.
Put bolts
Like
on his neck.
Frank and Ruxpin.
Yeah.
We even have a Santa suit for him, so I could dress him up with Santa.
Perfect.
You guys have the creepiest, most expensive equipment of a team that I've run into in a long time.
Thank you.
No, it's oddly detailed. You actually have a Santa suit for the Teddy Ruxpin, or is the Teddy Ruxpin in a Santa suit?
No, you can change its clothes.
No. Him. Mark, do you have it as Santa, or is that an additional outfit you have for the Teddy Ruxpin?
It's an additional outfit.
See, that's detail. Like, he's got 2 Teddy Ruxpin outfits at least, right? 2.
Where are you going with this, Mike?
No, that's like people
Yes,
say they have a
we
Teddy
also have
Ruxpin
one.
doll.
He has like a green hat, vest. He has like
See,
a camping
saying is-
outfit.
I got one. I don't know if they would remember it. Do you
Our
remember the Chatty Cathy doll? And you had to pull the cord in the back of her head and she would talk. I have one of those.
Oh my gosh.
It's terrifying.
Oh, that was a pleasure.
I don't like it.
Another one of those. I don't like dolls to begin with. Let's be honest. That's another thing. I don't like staring at them. I don't want to stare at a doll. They're creepy to begin with, and then
Well, you don't have to stare at it. That's a choice, Mike. You don't have to stare at the doll. That's a choice.
True.
You make. You could not look at the
You just always know it's staring at you the whole time.
So I don't have to stare at the doll. You're saying?
I'm saying you don't have to stare at the doll. If you don't like staring at the doll, just don't stare at the doll.
Oh, that changes everything. Now I have a new outlook on life. Now
You're
I know
welcome.
not to stare at a doll. And
I'm so glad she could help you.
and everything just changed, just like that. And
That'll be $50.
things are better.
Yeah.
The more you know.
What would you guys like to say to wrap up? What do you got coming up? We've got 101 coming up next. I got to choke out a gigantic dog if I can. I got to figure out how I'm going to do it. But what do you guys get coming up as far as events? Who wants to start?
We have got the Paracon that we're doing at the Heard Opera House out in Arcadia on Saturday, the 14th of October from 10 to 4. We're going to have a whole bunch of groups there doing presentations and talking about equipment and experiences. And Sarah's going to be there and we're going to be there. And there's going to be raffles and silent auctions. And there is also a huge food truck rally going on.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
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 Awesome.
So there will be all sorts of food trucks, lots of food, creepy stuff. It's going to be good.
Is the investigation, Tiffany? Is there going to be an investigation?
If I get out of work at a decent hour, I'll be there.
It's the next night.
Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
there's an investigation
Yeah, the
next
following night.
Yeah, there's a concert going on that night. I don't remember who it is. Did Danny tell you who it is?
No.
Okay. I don't know who it is, but they have a concert they're doing that night. And then the next night we are doing an investigation there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What kind of music, though?
They don't know. They just
Rock music.
Yeah, classic rock.
I don't remember
like
who it
cover
is,
bands,
but I know
cover
it's classic rock.
Cover bands. See,
Yeah.
see,
Yeah.
You could end up stuck in a Journey cover band. You get like an Aerosmith cover band.
They had a Black Sabbath one
Yeah.
recently.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Because you know what is the lead singer inevitably is the one that tries to be the most sounding like them. And Journey's just one of those guys that, like, I don't know. I guess they've proved that you can sound like him, Steve Perry, by having the next guy come in and sound just like him. But it's still really hard to pull off. And that's like one of those karaoke songs I walk away from. Like when people start singing, what is it, Faithfully? Oh, bathroom break. I'm out. Whenever a guy gets up, he's already warmed up. Like he's like, I'm going to kill it. And he starts singing Faithfully. I want out. Or I'm going to go drink myself to tears. Mark, what else we got going on? Anything social-wise, social media that you'd like to promote?
anything else you guys want to promote?
Can you hear me?
What else are we doing?
Yeah, I can
Well-
hear. I was just drawing blanks.
There may
really?
be something in the works at the end of October. You don't even know about this.
Oh, okay.
I got called today, so it'll be up in the most likely it'll be up in the Tampa area towards the end of October. So I'm gonna go with another person that we've been on a couple investigations with and meet the owner of a
I know.
yeah
I know of it.
yeah of a location that has a pretty interesting history, and so that may wind up being two different investigations, one towards the end of the month and then one where they're actually wanting to do kind of an overnight lockdown, but that won't be
I'm out. Mark, you're in.
Sarah's
in. She'll take my place.
that one won't be a public, but it just I want to get over there and get a feel for exactly what it is we're dealing with, and then I'll determine, I guess, really what we're willing to do there. So
You ever think of running for being a politician? You just vagued me to the point where I'm like, I don't know what he just said, but I think it's really important.
You're very
And I
vague.
listen all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
I can't release any details because I don't, until we tie anything down, I don't want to say what it is, but I know there'll be at least one out of it. So.
All right.
And then I know in January we're doing the Phantom History House up in Tampa.
Yes.
Our friend Steve owns it. It's a bed and breakfast, and we're going, and we are staying the night there though, because it is also a bed and breakfast. It's not just a,
It's in the name.
seriously haunted place that we don't know what we're getting into yet.
Yep. I've been there many times. I get my seances there. So I know Steve.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So do you know Steve too?
Yeah, we know Steve and Tim, and actually,
And Tim, yeah.
Okay.
FBI is going to be investigating there in November. So yeah,
Oh, good, cool.
So how's the breakfast?
I haven't stayed there yet,
I know, but they did.
but they
No, we haven't stayed yet.
No, but Tim makes really good cookies. Like I've been there for book club.
Oh yeah.
I've been there for book club and the seances, and now
Mhm.
it's
cool.
All right, I'm gonna do my wrap up, and
Do
then
your wrap
Sarah,
up.
All right.
we're gonna bop over for Mark, Tiffany, Ryan, for Sarah Paranormal. It's me, Mike Leper King, Mike L. This was Legit Paranormal Clips, brought to you by legitpodcast.com. I think he finally passed out. Sarah, stick around for Legit